Triston Casas is the next in BSEN's player analysis and video presentation effort for your 2024 Boston Red Sox. Triston Casas was the Red Sox first-round pick and the 26th overall pick in the 2018 MLB draft out of American Heritage High School in Plantation, Florida. He was a notable prospect through much of his teenage years in Florida, playing for the USA 15 and under and 18 and underage teams. Now at 24 years old, will begin his second full season in the major leagues with the Red Sox. As Casas progressed through the Red Sox minor league system, he demonstrated why the team made him a first-round pick. In 4 minor league seasons, Casas had a batting average of .269 over 284 games. In 1,019 at-bats, he collected 274 hits, with 46 home runs, 181 runs batted in, walking 165 times, and striking out 261 times. His batting average was .269, and he posted an OPS of .858, scoring 177 runs. During his journey in the minors, his stock grew in the eyes of prospective talent evaluators in Major League Baseball. Going into the 2023 season, he was ranked number 23 by MLB, number 29 by Baseball America, and number 35 by Baseball Prospectus in their evaluation of talent in the pre-2023 rankings of the top 100 prospects. Despite suffering a high ankle sprain in the middle part of May in 2022, where he was sidelined for a little over a month, he was finally called up to the majors on September 4th. He finished his cup of coffee in the big leagues with a batting average of .197 with 5 home runs and 12 runs batted in. A side note from the 2022 season, and details began to creep out in the offseason, was that his pregame ritual was bothersome to some of the many veterans of the 2022 team. This included his taking his shirt off and sunbathing in the outfield before a game, lying down in the clubhouse to nap and painting his fingernails. BSEN's head writer and Pesky podcast commented on this in his Pundit of the Pesky Poll blog in February of 2023. As is the case in most workplaces, there are unwritten rules of acceptable behavior for newer employees, and I imagine MLB clubhouses are not that much different. However, in the 2020s, the term acceptable is or should allow for a bit more latitude in what passes for normal. The shirtless sunbathing thing in the outfield strikes me as petty. If it's a nice day, why not? While some of us may not be comfortable shirtless, if he is comfortable, go for it. Hey veterans, you are playing a kid's game. It's okay to act like a kid. Moving on to the nap, I see the issue lying on clubhouse floor could bring about safety, space, and the media in and out. To his credit, he tried to make peace with the older players in the clubhouse, but in the end, I still think that this demonstrates a deeper problem in the 2022 clubhouse than previously reported.
I love baseball. I want players to play hard from the start to the end of every game. I also know that they are creatures of habit and are incredibly superstitious. So why would you mess with a guy's routine just because he's a rookie? As I casually mentioned earlier, I suspect the clubhouse was a train wreck hidden from the public. Several veterans were the leaders and were less than welcoming to the new people coming in. Add to this a losing team, and you have people who are miserable all the time. Hence, Casas is caught in a no-win situation. Fast forward to this year's spring training, several of the leaders are gone. Casas is shown with painted finger and toenails, and there is an overall yawn to the event. A classic example of what a difference a year makes. I watched Triston Casas to see him punish a baseball with a bat and adeptly field first base. Anything else is just noise. Until he proves otherwise, he's just a 21st century young man who has a very interesting personality. Super! Now play ball. Much was expected last season when Casas made the opening day roster out of spring training in 2023. He replaced Bobby Dalbec as the starting first baseman. He struggled in the first month of the season. He batted .137 in 24 games in April, and there was much discussion whether he needed a little more time in the minor leagues.
Instead, started to get better. In what reminded many of Dustin Pedroia's rookie campaign, beginning in May, his efforts at the plate got dramatically better. July was by far his best month. He was named AL Rookie of the Month for July.
For the month, he had a batting average of .348, with 7 home runs and 13 runs batted in 21 games. He missed a couple of games in August with a tooth infection. He played well but was shut down for the season on September 18th with right shoulder inflammation. For the season, in 429 at-bats, he hit 24 home runs, knocked in 65 runs, hit .263, and an OPS of .856. He showed patience at the plate and power to all fields. He finished third in the American League Rookie of the Year voting and was a finalist for the Silver Slugger Award. In his brief time in the majors, Casas has 128 hits, 29 home runs, 77 runs batted in, a batting average of .254, and an OPS of .842, with 89 walks and 149 strikeouts in 505 at-bats in 159 games. He had truly fulfilled the promise he showed in the minor leagues and the faith of being a #1 draft pick. In an effort to improve his game, over this past off-season, Casas has stepped up his workout regimen and is reworking his body for the grinding 162-game Major League season. He has also set out to become a young leader in the clubhouse by joining the middle infield camp conducted by Trevor Story this winter to better familiarize himself with his current and future teammates. He also has worked consistently hard to get better defensively at first base. He had some issues at times in 2023, but he and the team worked effectively to steadily improve his footwork around the bag, as well as getting off the bag when needed to avoid runners taking another base on an errant throw. Signs point to him being much better at the position for the 2024 season. Baseball Reference is predicting a 2024 season that includes 104 hits and 396 at-bats, 21 home runs, 61 runs batted in, a batting average of .261, and an OPS of .843 for the 24-year-old. BSEN believes that Casas is due to have a monster sophomore season. We believe that he will hit between 35 homers, knock in 100 or more runs, hit about .275, and be a force in the cleanup spot for the Red Sox. The future looks bright for the Florida native. The Red Sox know what they have in their young first baseman and have already engaged in contract extension talks. While their first offer to Casas has reportedly been rejected, they are rumored in continued talks to lock up his pre-arbitration, arbitration, and free agency years and keep in Boston as a cornerstone of the young core of the organization, joining teammate Brayan Bello in that regard. Red Sox fans everywhere are hoping the Sox get his down so he can man first base for the foreseeable future. If nothing else, this season should be fun watching him hurt a baseball.